Um, my name is Mexi. Obviously, you can see it on the screen. I'm a big part of Annex at the moment for the casting side and the content creation. And I will be bringing you these podcasts over the near future. Hopefully, today's going to be a very good one. It is the first one, so we will be upgrading as we go. But for now and today, I will be introducing the two boss mans themselves. You have Don Man Lek and you have Mr. Genesis. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Right, welcome, boys, welcome.
Welcome, fella. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Lek, you all good? Jen's all good?
I'm all good.
Right, welcome, boys. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the full 60 podcast of Annex. Welcome, Jen. Welcome, Lek. How are you boys feeling about doing the first episode of this?
Well, nervous. I think we're starting to get into the content side of stuff now, so it's not trial and error, but it'll be improvements going forward. But it's the first step to something new. I think it'll be something fun for all the content creators and everyone involved. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Like Let said, it's something new. It brings a community together. So
Yeah,
Good.
and next time I won't be in a hotel on my laptop, so the quality will be a lot better. Or I won't be on these much. But yeah, so apologies for the bad
production
quality.
is the future. Well, either way, introduce yourselves. Lek, we'll start off with you.
So, my name's Lekwai. I'm the founder and owner of Annex Esports with Humes and Genesis. Quite old, and I think I started not playing Call of Duty when I was like 13, 14, Modern Warfare, and ever since then just been addicted, so to say, to this game, and not so much community, but addicted to the game and the scene. So yeah, and here I am trying to make the best of it.
Fair enough.
yeah, my name's Nathan. I started playing bloody hell when I was about 12.
Look
Back on the
about 12.
yeah, shut up, man. Back on the MW2 days. Yeah, it's all this Annex stuff. It's crazy. It's surreal, man. Everything's moving so quickly.
Sounds
So yeah,
good.
I'm forward to it.
First question of the day I'm going to give you guys is why was it COD that got you into gaming?
Oh, hey Nathan, you go first.
So for me, it was a trick shot in. So
The good old
initially it was on
days.
the good old days. Initially it was on Black Ops 2. I remember the DSR 50, and I think it was, is it hijacked, the boat map?
Yeah. The boat.
People trying to do trick shots and throwing knives and everything, and it was crazy. And then that's when I sort of thought, I'll try GBs, try 8s, that sort of thing. And then I've just been hooked ever since.
Fair
So,
enough. Fair enough. What about you?
Well, talking about, I start off that as well, but I think I started way before Nathan because I was a bit older. But
Yeah, I feel
if
that.
anyone watching it and knows who Zergriz is, Zergriz,
The
he was the one of
The
the
Grizzlies.
yeah, the OG of trick shotting. I remember this first montage that came out, and I was like, oh my god, you can spin around with 20 cents. Quit scoping people, making montages like this. I was like, yeah, bring me in. And I think that's what kickstarted my passion for Call of Duty. Uh, Obviously, mate, all my friends, PS3 back in the days, PS3 party, and it was like playing Call of Duty, and it was really fun. All the shit talking online as well, public matches with everyone's broken Xbox mic.
I feel like nowadays the newer generation of COD players they wouldn't be able to deal with the old day like shit talking that they used to be. It used to be a violation back in those days. Like I go back to World at War days. Like I'm quite an old player as well. And honestly, those lobbies back in the days, I was young at that point, and you'd hear people chatting the most outrageous things compared to nowadays.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 Rust lobbies, bro. That's
Oh,
all I
those are the days.
You know,
Those are the days.
those are the days where we had an argument with someone online. So come, 1v1 be Russ right now.
And
Uh,
still to this day, we still 1v1 on Rust. It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
The old days haven't changed. Just newer modern stuff.
I feel like it really cemented the COD scene as well. That like the amount of videos, like you look back on it, like do you remember I think it might have been the Pomage video
Yeah.
on YouTube when he gets stunned and stuff, like it's just absolutely
Nah,
crazy.
that was Phase Jebs.
Yeah.
Phase
Yeah,
Jebs.
that was it. Yeah.
There's a lot of old moments that happened back in the days that have kind of cemented everyone going forward in COD, I feel like.
But I'm saying Zagreus was the first one. He was the first person to maybe turn me into a fan.
The first person I saw was Temper, I think, on Phase Temper was probably the first.
If you guys haven't seen the Zagreus video, I suggest you. I'm gonna show it, pull it up, man. Show you guys off
Pull it
camera.
up, off
Brilliant.
cam. Well, that's good to hear. Was there any other games in your childhood before COD or during COD times?
I'll let you go first, then, because I feel like if I mention it, someone will always be like, "What the hell?"
So,
Go on.
One of my all-time favorite. Well, I've got two really. But one of them, number one, Halo Reach. Ooh. What a game that was! Honestly, like play it because I used to play it with like quite a lot of mates. Like just stacking into like a 16-man lobby. It was absolutely insane, bro. And then my second game, I'd say probably Destiny 2. To be fair.
That's a shame.
I used to have so much fun, honestly. Like just grinding for guns and like abilities and stuff.
It's a very grindy game, Destiny. You can grind for hours on that.
Yeah, for sure.
And what about you, Alec? Here we go.
Talk about Destiny. That's just quite recent to me. So my first ever game was console was actually Game Boy Color.
I still own one.
I still got mine as well. And used to have these 2D games. Used to play Dragon Ball Z when Dragon Ball was like first popular, like 1999 or something.
The old one.
First game. Yeah, and then grew up in Zelda, Mario Kart, and then ventured into a bit of RuneScape, online games. Then drop. Yeah. So those type of games, but Tetris.
I grew up on Sonic. on the Sega. I got given a Sega by my uncle, and that's the only thing I ever used to play. And then I got into like Rainbow Six and bits on like the early Xbox days. But and then
just a bit of a rogue one. Does anyone remember the like Nintendo DS? Like, you know, the little like flip thing in the dog game that you could put in.
Yeah, I had that. I still have that.
Yeah.
Our dogs aren't around anymore though. if they are, there's cheats going on in that. But no, those the Mario Party games on the DS were the best thing when they came around.
Do you know what is crazy? Like you talk about DS, Game Boy Color, GameCube, all that you can download an emulator on your phone now and actually play those games. It's crazy.
It's mad how we paid so much money back in the day for these games, and now it's all free.
I actually got something here. Actually, this is the background controller, which you connect it to your phone, and literally, I can download emulators on my phone and play any games on like a portable controller. It's brilliant.
I feel like it's good for when you're traveling and stuff, like because if you're out and about and you just want to have a little game or something, you just can pull that out and there you go, you're done and dusted.
Yeah. Well, the reason I got this because I travel a lot as well. So I'm in Amsterdam now, but I go around Europe, so it's it's time killer. That is for me.
You're a busy man, aren't you, Lick?
A busy guy, busy guy. It's the boss man himself. Okay, so obviously on the terms of COD, what are your thoughts on the state of it at the moment? Obviously, COD over the years has been changing now, so it's a long topic. Where do you start from it? Where would you where would you say it went bad?
Who's going first?
I don't mind going first.
Go on then. I can talk about this for hours.
I was going to say, how long have we got, really? I'd say Modern Warfare 19 was when it like started going downhill. Because I think that was like one of the first CODs to be franchised.
Yeah.
So that's when it all turned to like the Chicago Huntsman, Dallas Empire, that sort of thing. And just ever since then, mate, the game's just never been the same. Personally, there's just so much to speak about, man. Whether it's from cheating to just lobbies, servers, the list is endless. To be honest with you.
I feel like multiplayer on the game hasn't been enjoyable as much as it used to be. Now, if you're not playing like as a sweat, you're just not going to enjoy the game. I think it's 2 weeks ago. Me and an old friend, we went to play some pubs, and it's just honestly, I was done after 10 minutes of playing. It was like playing ranked, but on a different level.
Yeah.
But then ranked at the moment, you guys are in very high levels, and it's full of cheaters half the time, so it's not looking good.
I feel like one of the biggest issues is it's more like it's breached that gap of like, when a game stops becoming fun and you're just sort of playing it for the sake of playing it because there's not really anything else to play. I feel like that's the current state at the minute for a lot of players.
Nostalgia. I think. How would I start? First of all, let's talk about the public match. You touched a good point where pubs ain't fun no more. I remember loading into COD 4 back in the days and just be able to spend hours upon hours upon hours on it, playing zombies, playing MW2. I think it falls into two categories. One, there's not a lot of innovation. And when they do try to innovate stuff, adding a lot of different streaks, different point system, it gets a bit tedious, and it sometimes ruins the game, especially when there's so many tacticals and when you're playing, you just want to run about and kill stuff, especially in public matches, But then you got your claymores, you got your throwing you got your thermites. I don't even know what's there anymore.
I feel like I haven't died to a claymore in the longest time. Like I remember back in the day, you'd run every corner and you'd find a claymore.
Yeah.
Now it's shock charges and stuff. Yeah, the bouncing Betty days. Now it's shock charges and gas grenades and stuff like that. There's a big difference.
There's just so much variation now, and not a lot of innovation in terms of like the gameplay and how things are done. And I think the player types have changed as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's just me, but back in the day, everyone would just chow you or run around and kill stuff. You find one or two campers, but now when I load in a private public game, mate, there's so many campers there. You just have to play like a little nerd, sit in the corners, put your claymores down. I was like, yeah, that's not for me.
Have you played Shipment? Have you played the 24-hour Shipment?
Oh, that is decent, but it gets boring.
That's the complete opposite to normal pubs. You load up into that. You load up into smoke, gas, thermites, and riot shields smacking you in the teeth. Like...
And the kill streaks. Don't even get me started on that.
What's that kill streak with loads of like little drones flying in the air?
The swarm.
Oh mate.
Horrendous.
I was losing 4. I think it was Genesis or someone with a private match, 3-4 against 10 bots. Someone called in a swarm. I was like, "What are you doing, man?" I see thousands above my head. I was like, "Yeah." But going back to your question, the competitor side of it, it's just cheaters, man. I don't understand how the game's been out for how long. It's not just this COD, but
months?
many times before.
Since November.
Yeah,
since
about 5 months.
Yeah, but it's not about this COD. The last COD, the COD before that. How are you as a business not doing something about it? Like, you got other titles who's not facing as much troubles as this, and I think that's where the main issue is, to be honest. Like, who wants to load into a ranked game and come against ballers? You don't know who to trust anymore.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, with COD pubs and rank now being different, obviously you still have zombies going around, but for you boys, what is your choice? The jetpack version or boots on the ground version? That's a big choice, and a lot of people at the moment are swayed towards jetpacks, but I want to know what you boys feel about that.
I'll answer this one. I think a lot of people are swaying towards jetpacks now is because we're getting bored of boots on the ground. I think that's a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like my boots on the ground games. I don't really want to see, especially now I'm like this old, I don't want to see young kids flying around, jumping, wall running, 360ing, fucking doing all sorts of madness on me. So boots on the ground for me.
Fair enough. And what about you, Nath?
It's a difficult one. It's definitely a difficult one because previous COD titles, I've enjoyed both. Like Advanced Warfare, Uplink, like...
That was a very good game mode. I feel like that changed the competitive scene.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Uplink in replace to Control is such a big upgrade, but then I don't know how you'd work Uplink with boots on the ground. So it's like I see both sides of the coin, personally, just from previous games, I'd say boots on the ground.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think it's just
Well-
more like a simplistic concept in it to the game.
I think
Yeah.
Spud made a very good point. Like COD has always been a game of nostalgia. You always want what you're used to, and as what you pointed out, I'm used to boots on the ground. That's where I started off with
Yeah.
COD 4, Modern Warfare 2. You know, so that's my cool answer.
For me, BO3 was the changing point. As soon as I started seeing kids fucking zipping across my screen in the sky, I was like, dude, I'm normally looking low ground. Why am I having to look up the here now as well? But I feel like that was a turning point for me. But then I came back in BO4 when they put it boots on the ground, and it was a bit better. Apart from the people with the grappling hook that just flew off the map, and then there's a few good old clips of those. But yeah.
Talk about stick drift, eh?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old days of stick drift. What is obviously speaking of like obviously the cheating and stuff going on in the game at the moment? Do you feel like the competitive scene will go back to console? It's been a talk recently over the Twitter feeds that I've seen.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, I think I know what the community answer is. It's what we all want, realistically.
Yeah.
But I think COD's too far into it now. With it all been not console, all been PC. I think it's too far gone. I think the only time you'll see that is if it becomes unfranchised and it goes back to was it CWL?
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
World League.
Yeah.
I don't think, business perspective, the publishers will allow that because you're just cutting off a majority of their customer base. You know.
For them as business people, would they not see that the game is getting overrun by cheaters? It could be down the line. Like I play a lot of Apex. Last year on Apex, there was a few cheaters on the game that were shutting down the game for like a whole day. So the whole Respawn and EA had to be like, well, shit, this is fucking up. And they lost so many people playing the game. It was unreal. Like 200,000 people stopped playing Apex in the year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like COD could be that way?
Yes and no. I feel like yes because of like how the game has been played currently. The problem you have is rank play in like the competitive scene is so minuscule to public matches in like Warzone and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously most of the income probably comes from Warzone and from like that side of things. So providing it's not heavily affecting that sort of stuff, I don't think they're that bothered, if I'm being honest. It's horrible to say, but I think that's the truth.
Fair enough. What about you, like, any insight on that?
Yeah, I agree with what Genesis said to be honest. To be honest, I still don't understand how like the publishers are not doing something about the cheaters, you know? It's ruining the game, ruining the business, as you said. It's just
when they announced this game, didn't they introduce like a 2-factor thing that you had to sign in through your phone for that specific reason? What happened to that whole system for this game?
No idea. You know what? Cumsy just made a good comment. He said, X Defiant coming soon. And I think what Call of Duty needs is a direct competitor to actually get them off their arse and doing something about it. Because right now, you're just like, what? And Spud and Mud is saying, agree with Genesis, Warzone is their baby. Yeah, Warzone is their baby, but they're still hackers about.
I do feel that. I feel like with obviously Warzone introduced, I feel like it was their savior. Like it was the thing to save the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to mention as well, I think it was a timing, bro, because the Warzone came out like when COVID was a big thing.
Yeah.
So like everyone that obviously was during the COVID was sat bored at home, not being able to do anything. And Warzone comes out and it sort of gives you something to do with friends. And like I remember during COVID, bro, I'd spend like 8 hours a day playing Warzone, man. So it's like it's a weird one.
No, I was on furlough. My boss was calling my line. Like, if you understand, I was like, yeah. I've got a controller in my hands.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to move on from that side for now. I'm going to talk about a little bit of Annex now. The founding and deciding of beginning of Annex for you guys.
I think I should start this off because, So, I've always played COD, like game battles and stuff for years upon years, but I think last year we got a bit bored of waiting for rank play to come out. And personally, I want to play something a bit more competitive, so we ventured into the XP League. Just me and two other like mates that I've
Yeah.
played with for years and years. And after that, I quite liked the way that things are like the competitive side of it, and I always wanted like to. I enjoy playing with my friends.
Yeah.
And I think over the years I've made quite a few mates, which I hardly seen any of them, but you interact with them like day in day out.
Yeah.
It's so I was in one or two orgs here and there, and they were, ran pretty poorly, and it wasn't really community based like what I expected. Don't get me wrong, there are a few good orgs out there which I've seen, which I think we are trying to emulate. So I joined Vibe end of last year, which is Hicks' baby.
Yeah.
Gained some experience in expanding community and building an org. And that's where I met Genesis. And towards the end of Modern Warfare 19, I was quite busy, so I sort of moved away from managing Vibe. And when I came back to COD, obviously Vibe has gone through a massive transformation into what it is now. I'm not going to talk much about that. So I've decided, why not? Let's just create an org. I spoke to Humes, which is the other co-owner.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he couldn't be here because of other factors, but we started creating a new org, and we took a lot of the community, because I always said this to people, like, an org is the community, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a name, it's a community. So, for example, if me and Jen leave tomorrow for a reason and start a new org, the community from here, who is Annex, will come over, you know? And that's was the basis of Annex, was the people that I interacted with, that I've built a relationship over the years and over my previous seasons with Vibe, and brought them over to Annex. And that's how Jen came aboard. He left. I'll later tell you his story on how he joined us. But and yeah, and that's how we came about. We're just a group of friends, community who like chilling with each other, playing some games, and see where we can go with it.
Fair enough. What about you, Mr. Genesis?
So I joined LEC, I mean, maybe a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, something like that. And it's probably been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Just from the community, like Lex said, from the community aspect. From like Annex, we strive so much for that, like as a whole. And the community don't realise how big they are. Like for recent examples, we went to obviously Middlesbrough, the Katana land, maybe like a week or so ago. And the showing and the support there was absolutely fantastic from absolutely everyone, whether it be Alfie and just everyone. It was absolutely fantastic. And that's one of the first LAN events I've ever been to.
Yeah. And
just like even my missus, she's obviously she wasn't really big into it to start with. And then
the convincing of the missus.
I'll tell a story of it. And she turned up at the event with me, and she went from not really knowing anything about COD to now helping out and doing bits and bobs with us.
I got a funny story about that actually.
But like one of the biggest things for me, it still makes me smile and laugh to this day, was the Dynasty boys. So Billsy, Jack, and a few others was playing. I can't remember what round it was or whatever. And obviously the game finishes. I think there's a clip on the Katana Twitter somewhere. And she comes in fist bumping everyone, bro. And I'm like, what's going on here? In the passion pit. Yeah, it was insane, man.
I think my best moment with Grace was when she was watching Billsy and Spiff's team play, and she was sitting down behind them, and she had no idea what's going on, who's winning, what's going on, and there's a video of her like where she's not shaking, but looking very worried, you know, putting hands over her mouth and sort of jumping up like this.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And when we actually won, it took she reacted to our reactions, and she started jumping out like half a second later. It was quality.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
But yeah, just like overall, it's just the community base. Like, it's so good, and I've always enjoyed COD from a passion point of view. Whether it be competitive, zombies, chilling with the boys, like just everything, I've enjoyed it. Obviously, not so much as of recent because of what we spoke about previously.
Yeah.
But it's it's amazing to see from Annex, and like Lek will tell you, we're not an oldish org.
Yeah.
We're still fairly new in the scene.
Wow.
But how
2 months.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like how far we've come in that 2 months is incredible, and I don't think that would be possible without the community.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
That was sort of my next question. What do you think of the start of Annex and how successful it's been in the short period? Obviously, you guys have come away in a very short period.
Yeah, I'll let Lek speak about that first.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, I think we're still relatively small. I know we had a breakthrough event, and thanks to Katana for giving us the opportunity to sort of. There was loads of stigma around the org, especially in XP League, where a lot of our players were getting accusated, and it was a good opportunity for us to showcase that we find talent and we try to believe in people who deserves it, like good kids as well.
Yeah.
So thank you, Karan, for that. But God, man, yeah, I never thought it will grow this quick, this fast. Look, we've only been about since December, and all our teams have done relatively well. We've managed to send 2 teams to LAN, and those 2 teams really did pull through for us.
Yeah.
And sort of elevated us into not, I won't say next level, but a higher standing.
A bit more
for us.
respected in the sense.
Yeah. Which is allowing us to do stuff like this, focus on other ventures, focus more content, focus on building content around the players, like around the community, instead of having a lot of naysayers, so to say, around us, telling us we can't do this, we can't do that. And yeah, we just look forward to the future. But overall, I'm very, very happy with how the community has grown and how our teams have performed, especially a few individual players, which... Yeah.
We'll get to them in a minute. Obviously, Season 2 has just begun of the XP. Season 1, we had some good outcomes. We had Div 2 winners. I don't know where the Div 1 team ended up. I joined a bit late for that, so fill me in on a bit of placement and your thoughts of Season 1.
So, do you want me to
strange faces here. There's some strange faces.
So, obviously, we were speaking about... I'm not going to say too much on the situation, but obviously with the Div 1 boys, there was a lot of stuff going on outside of COD, so to speak.
It's Nathan Parker's team, yeah?
Yeah. With Nathan Parker's team. So there's a lot of stuff going on outside the COD scene. A lot of like behind closed doors stuff, really. And it just sort of come to it where they're just sort of like, we're not going to play these maps, which is what it was sort of known for. And that was it, really, to be honest, with the Div 1 boys. I don't think they made playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, like.
No, they made playoffs. They were top of their group, and then came to winners round 1, and then there's just forfeit. So Nathan Parker owes me quite a lot on that because that was all him. Got name and shame right now.
Name and shame with Nathan Parker over
but I would say he redeemed himself since dropping out like that. But yeah.
Obviously, you guys have a Div 2 winner though, Smifter and his boys.
Yeah, I'm proud. That's all I'll say. Jack, Billsy, Zinks, Dylan, all unbelievable players. Very, very good. A lot higher than, like, in terms of skill level than what I am, and probably what Lek is as well.
Not probably, 100%.
I feel like that's all of us here. That's all of us here, for sure.
But yeah, them boys were, even at LAN, superseded expectations. They gelled really well as lads. They're all sound to speak to, and they played absolutely fantastic. And, won the div. So
it was Spot the Mud who tried casting Nathan's game. He was saying he was losing for the whole game. Okay, in his DM. So yeah, Spud knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But
People are in the loop, basically.
Yeah.
going back to Jack's team, I would say they done well because yeah, they had a few issues at the beginning, but they worked out, got better. And I would like to say very big thank you to Legacy, Josh, their coach,
Yep.
who I personally believe, like before this, I never thought like coach would have that much effect,
Yeah.
but he was a very good coach. Between him and Jack and the team, really, really, really improved, and that showed online and the results, and them winning Div 2.
There was a couple of other teams, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's maybe one or two more Annex teams up there. You had Annex
There's
Void was the next
Yeah.
one.
Annex
Yes,
Void.
that's Tony's team, Wizards
Yeah.
team.
Again, Tony, fantastic player. Ezu, fantastic player. Chuck, great player, and KO, absolutely fantastic. All of them as a squad job really well, and they're all more than capable of playing in Div 4, Div 3, bro. Like they're all really good players, and they're all nice as well. Outside of gaming, they're all sound to speak to. They'll hop in call whenever. Like
Part of the community.
yeah,
I think I always said as well. That team, I would say, no favoritism, but because all of them, I've started with, aside from Chuck, all three of those players started XP League with me. No despite, but when the first season, I found KO in the H lobby, Ezo as well. I teamed with him last season. Tony, Wizard, I've known for 4 years, and Chuck, so he's new, but we'll forgive him. He's Italian.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that team went through some drama as well with XP and how Tony got accusated, made to stream on PS5.
Jeez, that's painful.
But yeah,
interesting one.
just shame that didn't with the fall. That's all.
Where did they
Well,
end
good
up?
news.
I'm pretty sure they ended up in like second or third, right? Was it second?
Second? Yeah, no, it was second, I believe. They lost to Team Aku Aku in the finals, I believe. So yeah, it was good. Like it was good. Obviously, we then had mine and Lex team. I just sort of picked up for him.
Yeah,
that was an interesting one.
just sort of.
Is
Yeah.
is that one to be talked about or not yet?
I'll touch on it. It was me, Slaughter, Jaws, Ginger, and Humes. We went. I think 7-1, so top of our group.
Yeah.
And then internal things happened. We had to make team changes, and it was chalked from then on. We still played, and just on record, we still stick to all the guys on that team that left. There was just some internal issue at that time. They're all still part of the community. Ginger, and
I see
George.
all of them around, so they're all good lads
Yeah.
to keep around.
Yeah, I love those boys. I think they're great characters to have around, and so it was just unfortunate that we collapsed, so to say,
They collapsed.
towards the end. Yeah, the Div 5 was lucky.
Div 5. Was there any more other teams after that, or?
Yeah, there was one other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sinister's team. So the Div 8 turrets.
Yeah.
So he likes to call himself. So it was Elfie and Sinister, Zoxai, and Hicks. Now, I think that team, out of all the teams in the org at that season, I said this as well. I was the most impressed with them.
Yeah.
Purely because they were what I wanted a team to be. Friends, go online, have banter, have chat, and even if they lose, they go over VODs. They don't drag anyone down. There was no dropping of players. There was just that let us improve, and they have had massive improvements from where they started to where they ended up. I think they were like 0-3 to start off, and then they got to winners, got through to winners playoffs, and actually did quite decent. Really proud of those boys, and despite all dramas they pulled through.
Can I just add as well, the vibes on that team were absolutely immaculate, by the way. Like, there's just such a laugh to be around, whether they're playing or not.
Yeah.
Honestly...
I feel like you kind of need that, really, especially when if you're kind of in a down moment in a game, you kind of need those vibes to bring the team up again. So.
Spud just said, "Can we just talk about Zoxite being a Div 8 ringer, the bastard?" Since I knew Alfie since as long as I've known Tony, and I knew he wasn't a Div 8 player. I knew. My idea was, look, first season of the game in XP League, there would be definitely be a few like really high skill player that is unknown to XP, like Zoxite is, and somehow snuck through to like lower divs. So I thought putting Alfie there will balance it out, and actually, to be honest, I thought he would end up shredding debate and give us the chip.
Yeah.
But it turns out, as expected, the lower divs, there were some nasty players. For example, Danny B and Stabsy.
Yeah.
Which we've picked up, recognized their talent, picked up, and now they're part of our Div 6 team. So, yeah.
Scouting the talent, aren't you, like?
Yeah. That's what I'm known for, man. That's what I'm known for.
Pep Guardiola. That's who he is. He's the
That's
Pep Guardiola.
The Asian one.
Very nice, very nice. Gonna move on now to the topic of the day, the LAN, obviously. The idea of going to the LAN, where did it come from? Obviously, you guys had two big teams for it. Was it based on those teams going?
Well, I'll let Lex start this one off because he'll know more of it than what I do.
So so at the start of Annex, I needed teams and players, and obviously Nathan's been with me since he started XP and started like competing properly.
Yeah.
So he was the first one I hit up, and luckily he joined me with Scar and Evac and Nami and Vega. So those guys are always going to LAN. If there was an opportunity, those guys are always going to LAN. And then my second, for another team, I was the first two people I hit up was Dylan and Jack, so Smithster. And I knew how good Smithster was from last con. I couldn't, like, you see, there's sometimes when you play against someone, right? You say, "Oh, this guy knows the map very, very well, but I can still gun him." You know, last con when I play against Jack, Smithster, he'll outgun me and he'll outplay me, and I was like, "Oh, I can't do nothing about this guy." So I was like, "Yeah."
I was unplayable, wasn't he? Last con.
Yeah, it was. It was the same with this. I thought it was better. I think he's better at this con. But I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna message this guy," you know. And I knew after speaking to him for like 10 minutes, I knew what sort of character he was. I knew that he would build a team strong enough to win, and he's a sound guy. Can be a bit of an arse if he's here. I've said it, but
I think he's scrimming at the moment. I think he's scrimming.
Oh, thank God! He watches back, like, what the fuck? But he's a great guy, great captain, and he's done us proud. And obviously when he built that team, originally I wasn't thinking of sending him to LAN, but then towards the end of Div 2, when Legacy came in, Josh came in and improved that team so much, I was like, let's give them a shout. And you got Bill Z, who was accusated. You got Dylan on their team. You got Jack, and you got Zinks, who have improved so much. I was like, these boys deserve a chance to showcase what they're about as new players, and they went ahead and did that.
What about you, Jen? Obviously, this is like your first LAN, as you said. How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say to the Katana boys, I'm sure I've already thanked them already, but I feel like, as we spoke about previously with the state of what COD's in at the minute, the AM, well, not the AM scene, but you know the bracket just below challengers, just before you get into playing challengers. I feel like the Katana LAN is exactly what the community needed. In terms of it gives something,
especially for Europe, right? Like,
exactly.
We don't have what NA has going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, over at NA side, there's LANs going on like every couple of weeks, like 2 weeks. Whereas here, I mean, the Katana LAN, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how true it is, so don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it was the first event in like 2 years, 3 years that the UK's had.
Since BO4?
Yeah, I think it was like
I was
8
at BO4 and I don't remember any after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like that's exactly what the COD community needs. Um, so yeah, overall, I feel like it's going well, and like I say, I thank the Katana boys for the LAN.
Yeah.
My first LAN. I've always been into COD, like I said, but going to LAN, there's just something different about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
I
playing,
don't know.
you're not
I
playing
don't
on
know
internet
how.
connections, that's why.
Yeah, you don't say too much of that because Jack will be all over it like a rash, mate.
Didn't someone disconnect at the LAN? I think I saw that. Someone disconnecting.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Lek will say the same. There's just something different about being at a LAN event. Like
It's
obviously,
that atmosphere.
yeah, it's just the atmosphere. It's like obviously not to reference it too much. I don't want to speak about it too much because Nathan Parker will get a massive head. But that game,
Oh, mate.
that game he played against 22 Esports, my heart was in my mouth for that entire series, bro.
Yeah. I feel like
And I
a
feel-
lot of people were sat on the edge of their seats for that one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you can't get that online. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just with LAN in general, it was so good. The Wired lobby as well. Shout out to them guys. The venue was spot on. Personally, only negative to it I'd say is the aircon situation because it was like freezing outside where they were all playing and then boiling where they were all like
God.
playing and stuff. But other than that, the staff were absolutely spot on, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
The venue was incredible. Everyone there was incredible. Just speaking to people, and it's nice to be able to put a face to a gamer tag.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
Know
a
what I'm
bit
saying?
different seeing people with gamer tags and stack on their chests.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Alfredo, Spoofy, like all of them. It's just nice to be able to put a face to a name.
That's
Yeah.
that's good. What about you, Lek?
Yeah.
What do you think of the whole venue and the LAN?
I think the whole event in general was a huge success. So shout out to Katana Gaming, as Jen said, Wired Lobby, and all the guys who worked really hard to put it together. You got like photographers going around capturing moments.
Yeah.
And these are little stuff that what makes LAN special. Even to this day, especially someone in the org, in our org, who are still getting dope adrenaline through watching the same video for the millionth time.
No comments.
No comment. Every chance that person gets, let me show you this. Let me show you.
Just whips out the phone, already
Mate.
preloaded.
And I think, even though there was a bit of hiccups with technical difficulties and stuff, but I know for a fact if they host another LAN event, it will go a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
And it was just a great experience. As Jen said, meeting people face to face, saying hi to them, and meeting new people. For example, Alfredo, Spoofy, and all his boys, really, really sound guys, and they're part of the community now.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. I'm a bit disappointed in quite a few people who told me they're above 6 foot. And I got up there.
Oh wow!
I know where this is going.
I need to hear this. I want to hear this story. I feel like we deserve it.
A certain someone kept talking shit on Discord, telling us that he was 6'2" or 6'4" or whatever. I didn't say nothing.
Smith, you've been called out here.
go there, and he was the same hair as me. And then it's as all jokes aside, it was really good seeing people face to face. I thought going there, I'll be like one of the not shorter people, but one of the normal people. By the way, that how people are talking, So if next time the COD community asks me how tall I am, I'm gonna do what they do, add up 2-3 inches to my height. Yeah,
Just say
I'm
you're
6'4". I'm 6'4" now. Yeah?
Just say you're the same height as Smith, dude. 6'2". Fair enough. Obviously, carry on.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, overall, great event, and love to do another one, and we will do another one. I think me and Jen's got a taste for it now, and
yeah.
Can I just add a little thing as well? Sorry, like,
Of course.
Yeah, go.
the shots at the end that you posted in the WhatsApp group, that had me rolling, by the way.
I saw Spud say Team UK handshake annex on that, and well, me, Nathan, and Team UK boys were having loads of shots, and yeah, shout to Spud, Brez, and the other owners. So it was great.
Very nice, very nice. Obviously, we took 2 teams to the LAN. Did you expect them to get where they got to?
Should I answer that first?
Yeah, you can go for it, bro.
Oh, mate.
Let's put it
Duh.
let's put it this way. Did you expect them to do as well as they did instead of the other way around?
I'll be honest. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Reason being, my whole agenda to go there was to clear everyone's names and clear the org's name, you know. And I was like to Nathan, especially Nathan before, and I was like, Nathan, like you're sort of tied to me. Like if you shit the bed, I'm never gonna hear the end of this from quite a few people, you know, quite a few people. Yeah, certain people. And that was sort of like not rude. That sort of ruined my reputation, Annex's reputation as a whole. So my first prayer was that all of them prove themselves, and anything on top of that is a bonus. And luckily, so everyone iced up. Billsy iced up, Evac iced up, Nathan iced up, Nami iced up, Jack wasn't accused, but he iced up, you know.
Yeah.
And that after that first day, it really put a relief on me, and I was just there like as a supporter,
enjoying it at that point. Yeah.
enjoying it. Yeah, but yeah, they did really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say overall for me, I knew they were all shooters, and obviously, like Lex said, with the accusations and stuff, I'm not gonna go too far into it. But the main thing was clearing the name, and I've seen all these guys shoot online. Like they're all obviously they're crazy, but they all know what they're doing. But then on LAN, I was a bit like Lek. I just expect him to do as best as they can, and hopefully they can fire on all cylinders. And I can't speak for Lek, but I think we can both agree that they like superseded that by a long shot, and it sort of put me in aura a little bit of like just the whole experience really. So yeah, it was cracking.
That's good. Obviously, we had a bit of a team house for the LAN. How did all the boys find living in under the same roof for that one?
I'll let Lek answer that because the only reason I say this is because I stayed in a Premier Inn on my ones. obviously with the misses in that, so yeah. I stayed with her sort of out of the way a little bit.
Well, talking about misses, I was supposed to I want to bring my missus along, but like Jen, I wasn't brave enough because I didn't know what the event would be like, you know, what the people would be like, how it would set out, was it going to be shit? And then she doesn't like COD. Every time I play COD, she sits there, but like, what the hell is this guy doing? Just can't spend time with me, you know? And I'm like, okay. But, yeah. I stayed with Elf, Zoxai, and Sinister, and I think the 2 separate teams had their own little team house. So, but it was a good, man. Everyone enjoyed himself. Everyone got their own rooms. So yeah, to be fair, we spent most of our time in the venue anyway.
Can I just shout out the shower that broke that while you were there?
Oh, no.
What?
Can I just shout out the shower that broke that while you were there?
There was a bit of a clip that came out. I think it was of Billsy that was struggling to get out of bed when they had a game early Sunday morning.
Yeah, and he had his jersey on as well. He slept in it, bro.
He was ready.
Right there.
He was ready. He was definitely ready.
Oh, mate. I saw a video flying around where Jack Smith put on a very loud music in the morning to wake everyone up. I thought that was absolute class, man.
Yeah. Obviously, speaking of the jerseys came out very nice. Obviously, Jen's wearing one of them at the moment. Very clean looking jersey. Was there many jerseys at the event? Did many teams carry their own jerseys, or?
I feel like there was quite a few. Yeah, there was quite a few teams that rocked up in some really nice jerseys as well. Team UK's jersey, quite nice. Obviously the Nocturne boys, quite nice. Shout out to the Nocturne boys as well. They're all so sound, every single one of them. But yeah, overall there was quite a few people who were rocking the jerseys for the teams. It was nice to see, really nice to see.
We had loads of we had loads of people there actually as well, like
Yeah.
friends, our community, their brothers and stuff. Like we met Sipper's brother, handsome tall fella, very
On a
jolly.
headset.
Didn't know Dylan, yeah, the one that headset had no idea what was going on, but was supporting us. Like when Nathan Parker's team beat 22 Topaz, he slammed the chair and my coffee went all over his leg.
Yeah.
And he was, did we win? I was like, yeah.
You just spilled me coffee, but we won. No, fair play. Obviously, there was a load of big teams at the event. Was you surprised at any of them, or did you expect anything to be different at the event, team-wise?
I'll let you
I don't-
answer that first, Jen.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So obviously, we knew there was a couple of big teams going. So when Katana released, like the seedings for like the top six.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw the Nocturne boys at the top, and then further on down, 22. There was a lot of good players there. A lot of people are only just sort of coming into the scene. Well, not only just coming in, but like just getting to the point where they're getting recognised. Smudge, Vega, English Vega, French Vega from our team, Parker, like a lot of them. It was really good to see, and like I say, the MVP. I'm pretty sure it went. I can't remember who it went to. I think it was Niall from the
No,
Nocturne
yeah.
boys. Yeah, again, absolute shooter.
A lot of
And
talent.
obviously, these boys are putting in like a lot of hours on this game, and obviously this game means a lot to a lot of people. Hence why people are traveling to like Miami for the LAN.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I think
Toronto.
this Middlesbrough LAN has opened up a lot of opportunities for people in like the UK, France to now compete and sort of get their name further forwards. Obviously, you got Nathan Parker as one of them. It's gonna help a lot of people go forward now, I think.
Now, I think what's even more important about this LAN is that there are online leagues right now. Well, one online league where it's really well established, and that's where all the casual players that's trying to get into comp are sort of residing at the moment. And I think if there's no competition, there's no improvement and there's no progress.
Yeah.
You get complacent. You sort of sit there and think, yeah, I'm the top dog. People need to come to me. But with this LAN event, with Katana doing such an amazing job, it's going to put a lot of pressure on these online leagues to sort of step up the game and try and match that. So, and I can sort of already see the shift in the attitude from the online leagues where they're trying to match that, And I think so long as there's healthy competition, I think the scene will get better and better in the coming years. It might not take a few months, it might take a year, but I'm confident that it will get better, and we might get a hint of the old COD scene back, which I'm really excited about.
Would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one question before I ask chat for some questions. This is the last question from me. The future of Annex, is it where are you looking to go with Annex from here forwards now?
So my idea of it's we've got loads of ideas. Jen has loads of ideas. Yubes has loads of ideas. Like the admin team general has managed team at Annex has loads of ideas. Now we're already growing at a pace where we're not really fully prepared for. We're managing it, and we are doing quite well in managing the pace of how we grow. But I think we are trying to focus on one thing at a time, get one thing done correct, and move on to the next. Our first point, for example, our first point of the call before podcast and anything was to straighten our community and make sure our community comes first, and then build on top of that. Hence, we're doing a podcast now, etc., etc. Let's just say in the next week there will be a massive announcement coming in, and we'll be doing a lot of new content to sort of spread the love between our communities, to give everyone a chance to grow within Annex. I'm very excited. I know Jen is as well. So yeah, I'll let Jen say anything that I haven't.
So where we expect to be and where we're looking at going, Lex basically answered everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, like I said before, we didn't expect to grow as fast as what we have, but we have. And again, like Lex said, we're looking at doing one thing at a time and making sure it's done correctly. But people don't realise how much time's going in behind the scene. Like, they'll see the podcast or see teams going to LAN. But to make all that happen, there's a lot of stuff that goes in, from whether it's the co-ownership or the management team or admins or content creators like yourself.
Yeah.
Shout out Sean, CMZY, good lad. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going in behind the scenes.
He's gonna hate that, the Govy name coming out.
Yeah, I know. I try to tell it now. Yeah. Probably expect a message on WhatsApp, bro.
Yeah.
When he watches it.
You're gonna be getting a phone call soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Hicks as well. Don't forget about Hicks.
Hicks again.
Big man Hicks.
Designed all the jerseys. Did an absolute fantastic job. All the borders, again, fantastic job. Everything is, yeah. I've just seen the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's yeah. We're definitely going in the right direction, and I'm just excited for what the future holds. Really.
That is good.
Well, we've got really big announcements coming soon, and we have, I think we just let the content roll out and sort of, like, so the podcast is just to track our progress, give our community a chance to express themselves and say what's on their mind. I think not just podcasts, but going forward, there'll be loads of content coming out of Annex.
Will there be the montage of the LAN? There's a lot of excitement waiting for that news.
So I'll let Lek answer that one.
Yeah, that is coming out. I think we're gonna release it tonight. I think after this.
Yeah.
After this, so that's something to look after for.
Very nice.
But I think the next news that we have, the following day, would be even bigger.
Tip of the iceberg.
So,
obviously, we have loads of teams now in Annex this season. I think we have a couple more than the last season. That's a lot of work for me to deal with. I'm looking forward to that. You're
gonna be busy next.
I literally saw the first cast got put in the XP today. I was on it. I was like, I'm starting today because obviously I go away this weekend. So I did like 41 casts starting late season 1. I was like, I'm gonna beat that this season easily. I'm putting in all the work, and I've got plenty of boys to cover for. Gonna get some questions now from the chat and people.
Okay, before we continue, right, I'm just gonna say this, right? Since the beginning of the chat, I've got people saying fillet fish. I'm telling you right now, fillet fish is the thing to get from McDonald's. If you want a beef burger, you want a chicken burger, you go to KFC or Burger King.
There you go.
Fillet fish.
That fillet fish is criminal, mate. And he doesn't even just get one of them; he gets 2, bro. It's actually This guy is not real, mate.
Right. You don't understand. Then you try it before you hate it, mate.
Who's the best shooter out of the owners?
Spud. Best shooter out of the owners. We'll have to see.
So it's me, Jen, Junes. I think we're going to have to do a shootout soon.
Here. Yeah, we're going to settle with the bait.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
We'll leave that for community night.
Yeah. How was Genesis Div 3 locked?
Who's put that?
Sinister.
Of course it is, mate. Of course it is.
Who was it?
Sinister.
This guy's not real, mate. I'm just reading all the comments, bro.
Hey, mate, I'm telling you, Yubes, my Asian brother, the other type of Asian, but you're right, fillet of fish bangs, mate. It must be an Asian thing, you never know.
That's a fraudulent order. That is criminal.
Excuse me, coming from Evac, right? This kid eats cereal and milk for breakfast. I know that's normal, but...
Wait, what's
I have cereal and milk for breakfast, mate. What's wrong with that?
What, a lan?
Isn't that like a breakfast thing? Cereal?
Nah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had that.
I'm going to shout, man.
As well.
Why do people in the UK, have cereal in the afternoon? I've never got to understand.
Because they're too lazy to cook, mate.
All I'm saying, right, and people can vouch, Crave, like a box of Crave with milk, at like night time, bro. Like 8-9 o'clock, absolutely bangs. It is so good. Late night snacks, mate. Yeah, see, I was marking it, mate.
I think you've actually asked the actual question for once.
Yeah.
I can't really see it because of my phone. Can you read out?
What's the plans moving forward in terms of entering leagues and what leagues?
Now, right now is the XP League, and I've always said this to people, like, we'll do what is best for our players, and maybe we enter all the leagues, maybe we enter just one league. It really depends on what the options are, and as I mentioned earlier, there's the XP League, which everyone knows, which focuses on. To be honest, I'll say this about XP League. The idea of XP League is brilliant. Like, it gives people, casual players, a chance to sort of step in that competitive scene, and move their way up the divisions. And then if they're good enough, reach Div 1, they can try challenges, etc., etc. Sort of testing around. The idea of it, I love, but I think they have been really complacent in terms of how. I'm not going to say much into it, but they have been complacent. I know for a fact, because of this Katana land and what they're trying to set up in terms of leagues, and you also have ES Hub who are setting up a league, there will be competition. So, which is really good for the scene. It means that the scene will grow.
So,
And regarding entering leagues, competitions, we'll just have to see what's best for our players and the org as a whole.
got a question from Evac. When is the Annex house coming?
I've seen Lex face.
That's a good
question. Is that a third time you asked me? Well, first of all, Sam, Evac, you guys win a few tournaments for me. Get big, get the brand exposure out, and maybe one day.
Obviously,
mate, you don't want me. He doesn't want me in the same room as him anyway. I'll fucking jump on the kid.
Can we clip that, by the way, chat, please?
We had a Scar raid with 10 viewers. Thank you very much, Scar.
Scar, thank you very much.
Yums, any new players that have been scouted or currently scouting Charles, etc. Charles is the French goat, right? The new
yes. Yes. So first of all, shout to Scar. He came in as a general manager for Nathan Parker's team. I think he was the one who built that team. He has the same vision as me in terms of giving players a chance, to grow and recognizing talent. And he has done that with Nathan, Evac, Nami, and Vega. So when he told me, look, you need to pick up Charles as a 17-year-old wonder kid. And here we are, and I am working behind the scenes with Jen and the Humes to sort of find Charles a place, to make sure he is growing correctly in the right way. And obviously, player wise, he's already 10 times better than us as players. I played against him in 8s, and unreal. And it's just finding players for him to sort of learn off and not get an ego.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. But I'm sure Charles. Sorry, go on.
Go on. I was gonna say, can we just add that Charles is like nasty as well? Like
I've seen a bit of what he does.
Yeah,
and it's disgusting. He
like
doesn't slow down though, does he? Either I don't think I watched for over an hour and a half of him playing in the 8s, and he just never slowed down. He's a crazy player. Evac says, "Can we have fillet or fish Fridays at this new house?"
The chat will not let that fillet of fish go, mate.
It is now stuck here forever.
Obviously,
Legacy says, "Okay, I'll coach Charles. Money talks." Good old
question: what are the high?
Well, I think Josh has to go through a language barrier first. Charles is French, isn't he?
Yeah. Someone whip out the dictionary; it'll be fine.
Yeah, Humes has just asked, what are the higher end teams of Annex currently aiming for now since
Catch
the
you
land
soon,
gave
Spud.
them
Thank you for being here.
a newfound
Cheers, bud.
confidence? Yeah, cheers,
Cheers,
Spud.
bud. Love you too, mate.
So yeah.
So read it out again. Sorry, I was distracted by Spud's great message.
So Humes has asked, what are the higher end teams of Annex currently aiming for now since the land gave them newfound confidence? So.
Or I think we should save that for the
Another
next podcast.
event,
Let the captains of the respected team do their talking. You know, I'm gonna stay out of it. I don't. If I speak, I'm in trouble. I think Jen, you as well.
Yeah.
Not risk offending.
Me probably more so than you, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously,
So yeah.
for the first 64 minutes, well done, guys. Thank you very much for the first ever one of this podcast. How'd you guys find it after this podcast? You enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it, and it's nice communicating with the community.
Yeah.
Gives the community something to sort of look forward to as well each week, and yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
I think going forward we're gonna have a set schedule. I think it's gonna be, if we try to keep it Monday 7 p.m. And also we will discuss different topics, bring in different people, and we'll have a schedule released soon. This will be on YouTube as well, on the Annex YouTube, which we'll link. And next time, the production side of it will be better. I know. Mex has a lot of ideas in which we'll work on, and you won't get my bright light behind and bad camera quality in the future.
Anyways, do you want me to spoil who might be the next person on the podcast? Or not?
Nah.
Or do we save it?
Yeah, we'll save it.
We'll
save
save
it.
it. Sand. Well, boys, I'm going to let you boys shoot and do your own things. You're busy men. I'm not going to keep you much longer. But thank you very much for tuning in to the Annex podcast, the full 60.
And I
Thank you
appreciate
very
you
much.
for having us, bro.
No worries. It's a pleasure as
Very
always,
much.
lads. But for now, that is us done over here. And see you later, boys. Take care.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
No worries.